Here's the mother humming like a canny woman. Yonder comes the father, drunk he cannot stand. Dance to the daddy.
Hello. Is that Jackson's vehicle hire? You know that open-top bus I ordered? No, not anymore. Hello, is that the Silver Polish Factory? Come in!
No, boss. It's only me, boss. Oh.
Sorry, Peter. Sit down. Sit down. Now, Peter, I've asked you in here as our most experienced player to talk about the problems that we're just going through just at the moment. And the thing is Peter! It's only you, mate. Now, as I was saying, Peter, I wonder what your opinion was of the team I'm thinking of putting out against Villa.
Are you not playing a goalie, boss?
Oh, sorry, this board belongs to Keith Gillespie. So, what I was thinking was of playing Gillespie out wide and then Ferdinand up front and you just behind. Ring any bells?
Not since I left Notre Dame, no.
Perhaps I haven't been very clear.
Well, 12 points, that's pretty clear, isn't it? You see, the thing is, boss, I think you should give a bit more thought to the defence.
The?
Defence. Oh, you know, like Beresford, Peacock, Philippe Albert.
Look, don't worry, Peter. We will win the title because I've found a surefire way of stopping the goals from going in.
Not his most enjoyable afternoon of the season, this. Right, you, off.
Oh, come on, ref, he never touched him!
Look at his face! Just look at his face! He's off. Oi, ref! Do you want to borrow these? If you're looking for a level-headed manager, he's your man. Welcome to Fantasy Football League.
This week we'll be recreating a great moment from the Charity Shield.
And we'll be saying a big hello to Jason Donovan.
Hello, I'm Jason Donovan.
Hello! Jason, who plays for Newport in the Beezer Homes League.
Yeah. You a Newport fan?
Are you a Newport fan? Oh, blimey. And the Newport fans whistle like that?
So is Jason a good player? Jason.
None of them are?
No. Oh.
Bit of a downer early on, eh?
He's gay, isn't he? According to the face.
Who? Well said, Bragg.
That bloke. But first, a few things we noticed from watching puppet shows this week.
Go ahead. This is International Rescue.
And I know this was last week, but poor old Craig Burley doing that terrible back pass in the Man United-Chelsea semi-final. Still, you live and learn.
Craig Burley. Look at this, David Beckham for Manchester United. Clean through, and they're in front. Here's Burley.
Let's go on, Craig. Oh, I haven't saved it.
I feel that Glenn Hoddle's got him half the way to being another Glenn Hoddle.
Yeah. If only could turn him round.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. And isn't it embarrassing when you've worked out your elaborate after-goal celebration and then all your mates refuse to join in?
Come on! Dato, how have you been?
Good, thanks.
Have you? Actually, we had a big response to you mentioning self-assessment on last week's show. A lot of people were very keen on you talking about that. We actually had a letter, this is true, from the Inland Revenue, and it's from Clive Corlett, who is the Deputy Chairman of the Inland Revenue. Look, it's a real thing.
It's funny because I never call it.
Brilliant. Fantastic, I loved it.
Terry and June. Terry and June all over again.
June! Calm down. Behave. Right. And Clive Corlett says, thanks to Stato for raising the awareness of self-assessment on last week's programme. And
it's very good of them, as well as that letter. They sent me all these various guides. There's a tremendous variety of stuff.
Did they send you anything else, Stato?
Yeah, actually, they did. It was something a bit bigger, but quite interesting nevertheless.
it looks a bit like Bristow, doesn't it, that cartoon?
What, drawn by Frank Dickens?
Yeah, it does.
So, have you found a job for your new little friend?
Well, maybe. And now it's time for Stato's News Round. After two closely fought title run-ins in 94 and 95, it looks as if this year's BBC Two Championship will be a one-horse race. Angus Dayton has surely put the title beyond the reach of the chasing pack with a bumper week. Even Vinnie Jones got in on the act with a goal and a Brazilian-style assist to leave Angus and Zoe with a 31-point lead. Second place Des Lynam is valiantly hanging in there with two timely goals from Dwight York, contributing 8 of his 21-point weekly total. Tonight's guests, Alison, Moyet and Melvyn Bragg, are the epitome of mid-table respectability and are now only playing for pride and an autographed Stato dressing gown. For pure excitement, as in the real world, we must concentrate on the bottom. Just 9 points separate the bottom three. Despite a goal from Daniel Amakachi, Neil Morrissey has been sucked into the race to avoid relegation, so there's only one Brian Moore.
We had a letter from... you know, last week we did that thing about the face in the crowd things that you always get in football programmes, you know, is this you? And it's a person with a circle around them. Well, we had a letter from William Barr of Sheffield, and he sent us the Brechin City programme, yeah. And they're facing the crow competition. This is a genuine one from the game against Cowdenbeath. This is a Brechin City.
Normally they have a ring round the face, don't they? But they thought they wouldn't bother. Which is fair enough. We also got a letter from Adam Ross, who is aged 14, and he sent in this, which is a little pamphlet about learning Latin. And there's lots of famous people who tell you it's a good idea to learn Latin in this, and I'm sure it is. And one person says, Latin gives you a great head start. Who said that, I wonder? Seems a bit unlikely, doesn't it?
Didn't he mean Latin gives you a great head scar?
Possibly. Anyway, what's on the telly?
I mean, look at this. It's blatant. The fact is, Desmond, that there's little doubt that that was a dive.
You seem pretty convinced, Jimmy. Alan?
Sanctus Dulce et Decorumus, very disappointed in that. Unbelievable.
What do you mean you've seen worse dives than that?
Considerati video recordum. Gaius songwriters with ringus and gallopy here, nil contact. David, do you know Arium?
You can't show things like that, Alan. It's far too violent.
Faculous no idea as 2-footers John Salako.
I'm sorry, I can't agree.
Chinny wankers. Genius Hillius. Ergo. You foot us up and Chelsea Victorium, Ken Bates, overexciting. Maximus Gladiatorium. And of course the winner gets to shag Ulrika Johnson.
And now it's time for Yes, David Coleman Goes to Peterborough.
Hello, good morning, George.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
What about tactics? Have you seen Huddersfield?
Oh yes, I've seen Huddersfield play twice, and we shall evolve some sort of tactics ready for Saturday's game.
Now, finally, any superstitions? Are you superstitious?
I have one request if you're filming the game. That is that Cliff Mitchell-Moore will be the commentator. He's been very lucky for us so far.
Now, I thought that was a very, very good edition of David Coleman Goes to Peterborough. Didn't you think so, Frank?
Yes, I always like David Coleman Goes to Peterborough.
I wonder when the guest managers are turning up.
Yes, David, so do I.
Oh, that'll be them now, I should think.
Oh, good.
Shouldn't wonder. Da, 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 da. Good Lord, it's Alison Moyet and Melvyn Bragg.
Alison Moyet, Melvyn Bragg and 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 Alison.
Hello.
I'm having a lot of trouble hanging on coats.
Yeah, hang him on the floor, Dave.
Okay, that'll be all right then. How are you?
Yeah, sound.
Sound?
Yeah, fine.
Actually, Melvyn, last time you were on, we talked a lot about you being an Arsenal fan, but before that, you were a Carlisle fan.
That's right. In the late 40s, early 50s, when Johnny Connor was centre forward and Ivor Broadis was playing.
Well, something that might interest you is we found this. We got sent in. Actually, it got sent in to us by Jerry Francis' assistant manager,
Roger Cross.
Roger Cross. And this is, in my opinion, quite an inaptly named thing. It's a souvenir brochure called Carlisle United 60 Glorious Years. Perhaps you could tell us which one it was. Because you're in here.
We were on top of at the top of the first division for 1 week.
Well, it's interesting that,
That's
because
right.
you are quoted in here, Melvyn.
Yeah.
And you say, apparently, when Carlisle got into the first division, I painted the outside of my house in London blue and white. Is that true?
Absolutely, yeah.
Really?
And the neighbours objected because all the houses were supposed to be white. But still, there it was, blue and white.
Didn't you feel a bit of a prat when they got relegated to the third 2 seasons later?
Speaking of fanatical, we were, me and Alison went to the Hawthorns together because, you know, I know how to show a girl a good time to impress her, you know.
It's a change of form for you then, wasn't it? That
Yeah,
time?
exactly. Yeah, we won and everything. Oh, what a day out it was.
Have you known Frank for 5 or 6 years?
Oh, shut your face. But you were telling me about when you were in Los Angeles and wanted to come back and watch Southend, which is an incredible...
Well,
You're from Los Angeles?
They always do that, Americans, don't they? Woo!
No, we had Birmingham away, and it was the first match that we had at Birmingham after Barry Fry went, so it's kind of a really important fixture, you know. And
but what actually happened?
well, I got it all booked. I got it all booked up. You know, I had the flight on the Friday. I was supposed to arrive in Birmingham on Saturday, go to the match, and then go back, carry on working the next day. I angled it so I had
From
one
Los
day off, you know.
Angeles,
Yeah.
This is an 11-hour flight.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't even a home match.
And then the record company called me out and had offered me this really crap TV in nowhere, you know, and wanted to know what exactly it was, the personal arrangement that I had, this personal commitment I had that I had to, I guess. Anyway, there were tears that, you know,
So
shed
you
that day.
never made it?
I never made it, no.
That's a very sad story.
It's a sad story.
It was really, really upsetting.
But something that must cheer you up is it's true, is it not, that Southend actually come out to one of your songs now? Once
they did it once, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, to Blue. Is that not true?
Thank God you're here.
Yeah, thank God you're here.
Because our researchers are shit. But, I feel you say... This is the woman, I have to say. What's your name? Else.
Else?
Did you used to be a cleaning woman in the 1950s? Anyway, Else. I noticed when the titles were played at the beginning of the show, Else was tapping her feet there. And it's a good time in Southend.
Can Can you remember when Alison's song was played at Southend?
I can't remember what game it was, but I remember.
Oh, you've let us down. Well, it was apparently.
Look at him getting all smart now, aren't you? Mr. Confident now, eh?
What do you mean?
Yeah, they've won, haven't they?
They've won now, haven't they? Yeah.
They've won a game in a row.
Look, I'm wearing this. This is a Dutch shirt, and I'm wearing it as a tribute to our new superstar.
Smashing.
Yeah, Richard Sneakers, or Richard Marathon, as he used to call it. You must. Were you an Arsenal fan when good old Arsenal was in the charts? Do you remember?
No, I started to be an Arsenal fan when my son started to want to watch football, and Arsenal's the nearest team to where we live.
Yeah.
So we went there, and we've.
Oh, you weren't inspired by. Do you remember good old Arsenal? We're proud to say that name. Very
it was
good.
1971.
Yeah. Well, of course, that was to celebrate. I think the double winning side.
Yeah.
And it was managed by Bertie Mee. Now we saw a brilliant documentary didn't we, about Bertie Mee, and there's an interview with Mrs. Mee. In it. And Mrs. Mee, of course, obviously before she could be interviewed, she had to get herself a nice big spoon.
Mrs. Mee, does he get very emotional about games?
He doesn't show it. Except that I do notice when I'm sitting fairly close to him at a game, never immediately against him, I never do this. I wouldn't do this because he just has no time for family then. But I see a little muscle twitching in his cheek.
I'd love to see Bertie Mee's little muscle twitching.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
So, considering you're very passionate about football, have you ever written a song involving football, with football in it?
Well, you just mentioned one, didn't you? That one.
Blue was actually about Southend.
Yeah.
Is it?
Really?
You know, I've never worked that out. I've never found the word shrimpers in that song yet. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise that. So what's the general theme?
Oh, get away with you, go on.
No, I'll ask else. She'll know. It's you tell me or else. I feel like to sit back now and say my job has been done.
Melvyn,
I'm sorry.
Melvyn, have you got a favourite football song?
Well, we've got the best song now. It's 1-0 to the Arsenal, and then the words repeat themselves for the whole song.
Yeah, that's the most irritating song in the world.
We hope to be singing it on Monday night.
Yes. Stato, you got a favourite football song?
I don't know, just like to sort of l'España con amor antino mi la
You have to do.
Oh dear! Oh dear! What was that? What song is that then?
The Spanish, they always get quite excited and they sing good songs.
Do the movements go with it?
It was done on the Muppets originally. Oh, España!
One thing you may have noticed, because you've both been on the show before, is that we introduced clips, and there they are, straight away. It's marvellous, isn't it? Isn't it marvellous?
Fantastic, yeah.
But it's terrible, though, if you introduce something and then there's a really embarrassing pause before it actually happens.
We're proud and privileged to bring you the first burst of the England World Cup squad's chartbuster. See how many of your favourite stars you can spot as they launch into "We've got the whole world at our feet."
Yeah. We thought we'd do you all a favour with that.
Yeah. That was the World Cup song for 1986. Was that?
90, I think, wasn't it?
No, 90 was World in Motion.
No.
86. And
sorry, I've made a fool of myself. Right. Did you know that, Else?
Only know about Southend.
I know about all football.
Do you?
Oh, all football. Stato, ask her a question.
Don't you dare ask for a phone number. Go on, any quiz question.
Okay, well, I'll give you three choices.
Oh, no. One that doesn't take up the whole show.
Only one goalkeeper scored in the history of the European Championships. Was it A, Stato, B, Stacco, or C, Statuto?
Statuto?
No, he plays for Roma. It was Stacco.
Oh, goodness. Very good. I thought it was a bit hard.
Yeah.
You should have asked
God, Elsie's credibility blown to pieces.
But that was the England World Cup song in 1986, and funnily enough, the England European Championship song is written by me and him. How about that, eh? With the Lightning Seeds. Couldn't it?
True.
I knew that.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
People going,
it goes back home. Well, it's a bit derivative, but we were pop stars for a day, and it's great, isn't it?
It is great.
The drugs, the women. Cost us a fortune, but you know. But it's, we went in the studio. You know the lightning seeds? Yeah? Down by the river there's a lightning seed. Oh, the lightning seeds never give in too easily.
That was the theme tune of a TV show. Follyfoot. Well done.
Of course it was Follyfoot.
God, are you like Elsa, except your specialist subject is Follyfoot Fart? Goodness.
Oh, the lightning. Anyway.
Calm down.
Anyway. We did the pop star bit, and we went in there. We wrote the words, and Ian Brody, who's like the boss man in the Lightning Seeds, wrote the music, and we did it. About that?
Yeah, well, about that, eh?
Shit, you know.
Can you be a bit more impressed, eh?
Let's hear it.
Who does he support? Who do you support? Charlton. Yeah, no wonder you were excited.
Don't take much, does it?
Have you been to Charlton with Southampton?
I've been to Charlton, yeah.
The meat pies are fantastic. Have you tried the meat pies there, mate?
Burgers are crap.
The burgers. We'll have the meat pies.
Well, next week on Food and Drink.
So many people stop me in the street and say, you know, why do you have Jeff Astle on the show singing?
Yeah, sometimes I stop you as well.
Jeff Astle stopped me twice. No, they stopped me and I said, let go of my throat. And they asked me why we have Jeff, and I always tell them, in 1971, it's absolutely true, Jeff brought out a single called Sweet Water, which was on RCA Victor. Getting a bit like a pop quiz now, with me as Mike Reed. Water. Come on, Pat.
Not that right.
That's wrong, this is the wrong one.
One song that you may not be aware of, which is that in the 1982 World Cup, Jerry Armstrong led the Northern Ireland team in a version of Wild Rover. We'd like to thank Dougie McKinnon and David Mahaffey of County Antrim for sending in this clipping of Jerry Armstrong on the phone to what used to be known as an 0898 number. And that's actually how he got the name Armstrong.
People with a wide screen are going to be very offended.
Oh, goodness.
I hope that's not Jerry.
I hope it's not
Judging
Jerry.
by the wrist action on that bell.
Yeah.
All right, Frank. It's Frank Dickens.
Frank
Dickens, who draws Bristow. Fantastic. So, do you think it is a bit like Bristow?
Yes, but look at him. He's out of proportion. His face is the wrong shape.
No,
it's grotesque.
No,
grotesque.
It's the one on the right, Frank.
Oh, nothing like him. Nothing like him.
Oh, right. Frank Dickens, ladies and gentlemen.
Frank Dickens, the bloke who drew Bristow, the cartoon about a bloke who works in
Worth turning up.
10 grand each charge for that. Not really.
Melvyn, let's have a look at your side.
You've got Cantona.
Yeah.
Why does it Cantona always look like this? He's the most sticky out chest man I've ever seen.
Extraordinary.
Have you seen the Nike advert when he kicks that ball and it goes through the devil's chest and he says au revoir? That's not him, is it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
No, but there you go.
It's not.
There you go.
No, that's not.
It's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No. He's got this great Gallic growl about him.
Has he?
Yeah.
No.
What, you know him that well?
Listen to the
Apparently, that's the original. That won't work, will it? I'll put a deep voice on that, it'll be all right. Yeah. How do you know it's his voice? Just because you've done an advert, Statter? I think you know everything about adverts. Okay, then who was the actor?
There's a documentary on that ad which I've written and narrated.
You've written and narrated? What? A mini ad back
There's a documentary on that advert?
The making of that advert. It's called Between Two Games, and it was all based in Tunisia and how they made it. And
well, you slipped up. He beat you there, Melvyn. What a South Bank show that would have been.
The BBC got the rights first, really.
Yeah, but how did you know that? It didn't say in the documentary, and for those of you who are wondering...
But when it was being made, when the advert was being made, you can see quite clearly that it was definitely him who... He fancies himself in that sort of role, Cantona, I think.
Does he? Where's he going to get a job going? This week on video.
Anyway, Asprilla.
Did you know that Asprilla is a bit of a football historian?
No.
Watches lots of old films. Apparently, he's been very influenced by watching films of old FA Cup finals. Anyway, now it's time for Phoenix from the Flames. This week, Gordon Strachan.
Where is he then? Where's Gordon Strachan?
Here he is. Oh, no, Big Ron. Please don't make me play again. I'm far too old now. Oh, no.
Hello, lads. But what one of my great goals have you got to show? Scotland versus West Germany? Leeds versus Leicester?
Yeah, we were pretty keen on doing this one.
Tanner up with the goalkeeper. It's going to come to Mark Wright. Off the line. That's it. It's in. I think that has to go down as an own goal.
1992 Charity Shield. That goal didn't really matter. We had already put 4 past Bruce Corbett that day.
Yeah, you weren't suspicious about Grobbelaar, were you? What with, recent events?
No, I thought Bruce played quite well, and I thought he made every attempt possible to save their goals. I just assumed he was Scottish.
So, Cantona scored a hat-trick and then he left Leeds halfway through the season. So what did Man United have that Leeds didn't?
Collars.
Anyway, what sort of game was he?
Oh, right. Leeds played a traditional defensive formation.
All right, let's do the goal. I'll be Mark Wright, who took the shot. Who took the corner?
Istvan Kozma.
Who?
Istvan Kozma.
Oh, Istvan Kozma.
And you? You be Gordon Strachan.
Play John Watson.
It's going to come to Mark Wright.
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho to Brighton, I must have played them all.
Still, Gordon, you were lucky. Some people have been shot for own goals.
Well, I was held at gunpoint by a mafia hitman.
Anyway, thanks a lot to Alison and to Melvyn. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and next week's guests are Jerry Armstrong and Bob Hoskins.
Who can that be?
Oh, I don't know.
All right, Jeff.
Hello, Frank, how are you?
Very well. Have you come as the self-assessment taxman?
Yes, I want to look into a few things, Frank.
Right. Jeff Astor, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting tired of the concrete. I'm gonna put my house to rent. Going out in the morning. Won't be coming back when my money's spent. Send my girl to the country. Run around in the mountain snow. Dangle in the river. We'll spend our days where the crystal waters flow. From sweet waters running, a whole new world is coming. Sweet water flows through my fingers and through my toes.
If you want to